So, you know, sometimes we bump into a complete stranger and we get on really, really well, and we're like, why do we get on well with them? So, you know, what is it? You know, what's going on? Sometimes it can literally be that, you know, we're going through a very similar situation. So that's why our energy is very similar to that person. It could be that they have gone through something very similar, and so almost like, say for instance, if you're going through some sort of sadness, some sort of loss, you are sending like a ripple effect of energy around you, and so other people can pick up with that. Now, it's the same the other way around. So if you're in a different frequency, in a sense of when you're really happy or things are moving in a certain direction for you, you can give that out as well. You send it out. Again, it's like a frequency, like a radio wave. And as a psychic, and also for those, for many of you who are intuitive, can pick that up as well. You're almost like when you walk into a room and there's loads and loads of people. It doesn't have to be the person that's shouting the loudest or laughing the loudest, whatever, for you to pick up on an individual that you click with, or is vibrating a similar frequency. The idea is, what they're just saying to me is to keep checking in with what's going on for you as an individual, okay, and what you could be sending out. So what comes your way, if it's a person or a situation, it normally is to do with the fact that you're on that frequency level, and then you're attracting it back into your life. And I have to say, also, working on the different levels as a human being and the layers of yourself, because we're so complex and the different sides to us, that you can, you might have something that comes up again for you because it needs to be worked out on a different layer or a different level of yourself. That's what I'm hearing at this moment. So when you think that you've approached a situation, then another person comes into your life with a similar situation or a similar problem, or it triggers you off in a different way. This is another part of you, how it might trigger you off. And not just relationships, but with jobs as well. If you haven't totally cleared out the old job from your system and not realised that you have moved forward, that you want something else in your life, something new in your life, if you're still carrying in that murky, muddy puddle, shall we say, of the past, then that other person or that job or that situation is going to pick up. And also I want to say finances, money also is very important as well, because however you see yourself with the money and financial side of it, wherever you hold it in your body, if there's a fear of lack of, wherever you're holding it in your body, you're most likely going to attract it again if you do not get rid of it, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's about really at this time of autumn moving into winter very shortly, in the darkest months of the year. This is a really good time to, you know, if you wanted to retract back and reflect. Almost like going into that chrysalis, just to take time out, just to have a little look on what's going on for you individually. And you can normally see what's going on if you look at your life as we look in a mirror at ourselves, our reflection. And you can do that literally by looking in a mirror at yourself and seeing, we've done this before, to look at yourself in the mirror and to ask yourself, is that reflection actually showing the true part of myself? So I've done this before with people where we've looked at their wardrobe, and actually by going down and going through parts of their clothing and pulling bits and pieces out and looking at it, and does that actually truly represent you? Is that really showing to the world who you really are? Because if you think, which is a shame to some degree, but people are going to see that external part of you, and they're sort of going to judge you. Not that you're doing it for them, you're doing it for yourself. But does that item of clothing actually feel like you? And if it isn't, it's just another layer of yourself that maybe it's time to get that out of your wardrobe, maybe to move forward, because you're changing, that you're just becoming somebody different. And this is a brilliant time of the year, because as we know, if we look at nature, what she does, and with all the leaves at the moment and the nourishing herself, you know, with the trees and the leaves falling off, she surrenders herself to nature and the season. And that's very similar to what they're saying right now, you know, that word we keep flying about us in self-care, but it's very true at this time.